Welcome to A Controversial World with John. Today we're going to be covering a story on some breaking news about Nancy Pelosi's son was an exec at a gas company that did business in Ukraine. So, with that title being said, that kind of explains why Nancy Pelosi at first said there was no hurry for an impeachment of Donald Trump and why she wasn't too worried about it. Because I'm going to read more into the article and you'll see why it makes sense that before she wasn't worried about it, now she is. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's son, Paul Pelosi Jr., visited Ukraine in 2017 to meet with government officials in connection to the business incentive. Now unearthed records reveal that Paul Pelosi Jr. was an executive of a gas industry company that did business in Ukraine, and his mother, Nancy Pelosi, was featured in one of the company's promotional videos. So, the reason this makes sense on what I was saying, makes you understand why before she wasn't in any hurry to impeach Trump, is because she didn't know there was going to be dirt that came out. That whistleblower that had this story come out, about Trump, colluding with Ukraine and trying to get information about Hunter Biden, ended up getting a little scared because she knew this being 2017, what stuff Joe Biden was talking about happened in 2016, so I guess after Hunter Biden had to pull out, or maybe he was still working with them at the time, Paul Pelosi Jr. visited Ukraine. She wasn't fearing for anything until the Ukraine investigations came out. Now she is worried that her and her son are about to be in big trouble, pretty much. She didn't think before there was no problem. Now she knows she's got to cover her own ass, and the only way to do that is to get Trump out, because if they're going to end up releasing any type of tapes, guess what? She's probably going to be indicted in all kinds of crimes herself. I mean, she seems like a Hillary Clinton Jr. over here, if not senior. Who knows? So this is what Patrick Hawley, the reporter that posted this video from an advertisement of an oil company that Pelosi's son, Paul Jr., took over as one of the big wigs. Boom. Nancy Pelosi's son, Paul Pelosi Jr., who went to Ukraine in 2017, was a board member of fiscal and executive at its related company NRG Lab, which did energy business in Ukraine. And Nancy Pelosi appeared in a promotional video for the company. I'll show you that video later, so we're going to just read on with the article. Paul Pelosi Jr. traveled to Kyiv, Ukraine in July 2017 in his capacity as an executive director of corporate governance and initiative, a position that he accepted months earlier in February 2017. Pelosi Jr. said that he was in Ukraine to discuss a youth soccer partnership with the government. Yeah, we know that's true, just like Hunter Biden and was over there just playing golf. Yeah, it's always something sports related, isn't it? The American Mirror, which flagged Pelosi Jr.'s appearance in 2017, preserved a clip of Pelosi Jr. on the Ukraine station following the video's removal from YouTube. So, of course, they're once again trying to cover their footsteps and their ass, but yet have all kinds of crap to say about Donald Trump. Okay, as Patrick Hawley found, Paul Pelosi Jr. Previously held top position with the energy sector company's fiscal group NRG Lab. On March 5th, 2013, NRG Lab New Technology posted 2 videos on YouTube. One video opened with a clip of Nancy Pelosi discussing energy efficient technology, followed by the direct-to-camera statement from her son, Paul Pelosi Jr., filmed in Washington, D.C. in 2010, where it says, "My name is Paul Pelosi. Of course, I'm on the board of Visco, and Visco is here today to talk about accelerating the future. It's about using cars in a more efficient manner. It's about utilizing natural resources, whether it be electricity or gas or fossil fuels, in a more efficient way, and Visco is a part of the situation," Paul Pelosi Jr. said in the video. That's what Visco does. It utilizes technology for the maximum use of natural resources like oil and other resources, Pelosi Jr. said. So look, at this point, because I watched the video, if I keep reading, I'm just going to give away the video. Let's just let Paul Jr. explain it himself. So just give me 1 second. I'll pull up the video, make your own decisions of how you feel about it. But what I'm saying, I still feel that this shows why Nancy changed her mind about impeaching Donald Trump.
The best way to predict the future is to create it yourself. When President Obama became President of the United States, he elevated science to a higher place in our national priorities. It is science, 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 and science. Breaking our crippling addiction to oil. They are developing desirable, efficient cars that get more than 100 miles per gallon. My son Paul, who is here with me, tells me that that is par for the course and not to be overwhelmed by that prospect that will be considered the normal.
We're having a very exciting day here in Washington, D.C. A lot of focus on innovation and technology to help solve a lot of the world's energy crisis. Both oil spills, which we'll be participating in.
But something else you have to ask yourself, how much oil goes into making the plastic for all those batteries that are in those cars? You know, because there is oil involved in that. And there's pretty much oil involved in a lot of different things going with those cars, the components of the cars. I mean, if we're trying to make it a car that's more efficient and runs more on batteries than it does gasoline, at the same time, think of all the plastic in the battery casings. We're told every day on advertisements on TV for recycling and how much we should use like pure water filters, how much plastic goes in the landfills every year. So we need to use the pure water filter to cut down on plastic. But how much plastic and oil is going into making that battery? So even though we're cutting down on maybe the oil that goes into some other components on that car, how much other crap is going into that car that's not helping the environment? Just stuff that popped into my head. But let's continue watching.
Cars and efficiency, which is represented today, and space and different adventures and using technology from space to make human conditions better here. My name is Paul Pelosi. Of course, I'm on the board of Viscal Oil. And Viscal's here today to talk about accelerating the future. It's about using cars in a more efficient manner. It's about utilizing natural resources, whether it be electricity or gas or fossil fuels, in a more efficient way. And Viscal Oil is part of that solution. We're also going to take place in the next X Prize competition. This X Prize rewarded cars, utilization of natural resources through the use of technology. And that's what Viscal Oil does. It uses technology.
You know, call me dumb. Maybe I am, but it's something that's always kind of driven me crazy about stuff like this. Talking about natural resources. Well, I mean, anything on this planet is a natural resource. For real, I mean, you've got to think about it. I mean, unless there is stuff coming from Mars and stuff, which, hey, I am an ancient astronaut theorist. I do believe in that type of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying it got flown over today or anything, but I'm saying just some stuff that links back. But anything that's on this planet makes something else, so it's all natural. It's just you have to mix this with this to get this, whatever the chemical compound is. So that's something that always agitated me with these people talking about global warming, climate change, doing, you know, that this is bad for the planet, that's bad for the planet, and then they call this natural resources. Well, everything that's ever been put on this, well, developed on this planet is a natural resource. It came from this planet. So, I mean, I'm going to just leave that alone because it might make me look stupid. I don't get it. I've never understood why we're always worried about natural resources. Because it's all natural. It comes from here. I mean, am I the only one that ever thought of this type of crap? I mean, for real. It makes no sense. But we'll continue.
To maximize the use of natural resources, like oil and other resources. We're excited about the X Prize. Today we awarded some cars that use oil efficiently and use alternative energy efficiently. The next X Prize has to do with oil spill cleanup and preservation of our planet. Viscal Oil will be part of the next X Prize and should be very successful in cleaning up oil spills such as that happen in the Gulf to improve the quality of life for the people in the Gulf area and around the country and around the globe. And Viscal Oil is the leader in technology, and that's what's rewarded here today. In our innovative agenda for the United States, Viscal Oil is using these new technologies in an effective fashion, and look forward to the challenges and meeting those challenges going forward.
So, like I was saying before, I don't know if it's just me or not, but this kind of shows you a little insight of why Nancy Pelosi decided now she wants to try to prosecute Donald Trump and have him impeached, because she was afraid something like this was about to come out. And guess what? Before anything was able to be written in stone to have Donald Trump impeached, well, here's the evidence that Nancy Pelosi had something to do with Ukraine too. So remember, just like when they were chasing after Donald Trump for the Russian investigation and all kinds of stuff, they didn't find anything on Trump, but they kept finding crap on Hillary, Obama, that could tie them into colluding with Russia. Now that all they have is a phone call between Trump and Ukraine, president, like prime minister, whatever they call him, now they're getting worried because they know they had some doings over there with stuff. All I'm asking people is, if you're a Democrat, liberal, whatever you are, please quit taking your news media's word for whatever they're talking about, and quit listening to your political people that you're following, and actually investigate stuff yourself. You got to look into your own stuff. You can't just go by hearsay, because the hearsay has screwed this country up too much. That's why a lot of times in court, hearsay does not count, because somebody's going to be charged illegally for what they've been told. Well, what the person going against them have been told. You've got to do your study, and you've got to learn what's going on. I mean, like, as far as there's the Bible talked about a wolf in sheep's clothing or sheep's fur. I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but you see where I'm going with this. You cannot be fooled by the crap that's getting put out there today. You have to do your own investigations on stuff. Look into stuff deeper. It's easier today than it's ever been to look into stuff. Everybody's got a computer, a phone, or some type of electronic to do their own research on. You just got to learn and do it, or you're going to just be led astray for real. It's a blind leading a blind at this point. You cannot just go by what somebody tells you. You have to do your own investigations. But with that said, you can make up your own narrative and figure out what you believe on this. But all I'm saying is, in November 2020, when you go to that there voting booth, make sure you've done your homework. Make sure you know who you're voting for, what you're voting for, what they've done, and everything. And at that point, that's all I can say. And I'm going to leave out with that. So God bless, peace, have a nice day. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to get up-to-date notifications of when I post a new video, which I plan to do more, click the little bell right there. And peace.